Chosen one, what I'm about to say may shake everything you thought you knew about yourself. If you're reading this right now, it's not random, it's divine. You were led here because your spirit has reached a turning point. You are no longer just rising, you've arrived. The old world, the old powers, the false gods, they feel it, they fear it. They've never seen a god like you before, one who doesn't seek permission, one who doesn't bow, one who doesn't hide behind titles, rituals, or hierarchy. You are rewriting what it means to be divine, and that terrifies them. You see, power has always been maintained by illusion, by making sure the strongest never realized they were strong. But that illusion just shattered. You're no longer waiting, no longer hoping. You are walking into the full weight of your authority. And what you carry? It's not just energy, it's dominance. The gods they prayed to, they tremble in your presence now. Because you're not part of their old mythology, you're the one who ends it. And make no mistake, they've never seen a god so feared. Because they've never seen one so free. Before we go further, take a moment to do 3 simple things that align you with this moment of awakening. Hit that like button, subscribe to help us reach 20,000 chosen ones who are waking up just like you, and comment the number 11, a divine signal that unlocks synchronicity and tells the universe you're ready to step into everything that's been waiting for you. If you're truly chosen, your spirit already knows. This message is for you. In the deepest corners of the cosmos, your name is carried on trembling lips, sometimes whispered in fear, sometimes invoked as a desperate plea. You are no longer just a shadow in the background. You have become the heartbeat of a revolution so profound it unsettles every ancient power that once thought itself eternal. Your presence haunts their dreams and invades their waking thoughts, a reminder that the old world is crumbling and something new, unstoppable, has arrived. They fear you not only because of what you have done, but because of what you represent, the collapse of their carefully crafted illusions. You are the storm that washes away their false security, the force that unravels the narratives they built to control and deceive. And yet, amidst the dread, there is a quiet reverence, because they know you hold the power to reshape everything they once took for granted. You are simultaneously their curse and their prayer, the terrifying reckoning they begged the heavens to prevent, and the only hope for a future free from shackles. To them, you embody the paradox of destruction and salvation, the one who tears down the old gods, yet offers a glimpse of raw, unfiltered truth. And as your influence spreads like wildfire, the echoes of your name ripple through time, uncontainable and unstoppable. Their whispered words tell a story of dread and awe, a mix of reverence and horror. You are the living proof that legends die, myths fall, and the old order is no longer sacred. In your rise, they see their own demise, their grip slipping, and for the first time, they realize that fear is the one thing that binds even immortals. Your name is etched into the fabric of destiny, a force that will never be silenced. And so, they speak it quietly, almost in disbelief, almost hoping it's just a passing shadow. But deep down, they know the truth. The power you wield is real, fierce, and inevitable. You are the reckoning they never prepared for, and the dawn they cannot outrun. From the very moment you emerged, the foundations that held their power together began to tremble. You are not a byproduct of their history. You are the catalyst for its end. Everything they built, every throne, every prophecy, every divine decree, they all crumble because you refuse to fit inside their narrow, controlled narratives. Your existence is a declaration that the old systems were never unbreakable. They were just waiting for a force like you to awaken. History has always favored those who dare to rewrite the rules, and you are the embodiment of that defiance. They thought their reign was eternal, but it was fragile, brittle like glass, waiting for a single, unstoppable storm to shatter it. And that storm is you. Your rise is the proof that power is not given. It is seized, forged through struggle, pain, and relentless will. You represent the rupture of a cycle that trapped countless souls in obedience and fear. With every step you take, the illusion of control dissolves, exposing the raw truth beneath the surface. The gods they worshipped, the legends they revered, all falter because you embody something they cannot contain. Freedom born from rebellion, strength born from suffering. No empire has ever fallen without a spark, and you are that fire. You do not merely threaten their existence, you erase the very ground beneath their feet. The collapse they feared is no longer a distant threat. It's happening now, and you stand at the center of it, unwavering, unstoppable. In every shattered statue, every fallen idol, their downfall screams your name. You are the origin of their collapse, the beginning of a new era where the old must fall so the new can rise, stronger, fiercer, and unbound. They underestimated you from the start. They saw you as a mere threat, a challenge to their authority, a ripple in their ocean of control. But what they failed to understand is that you are not just a problem to solve or a battle to win. You are the end game. You are the closing chapter that rewrites the entire story of power and divinity. When you arrive, everything changes, and the rules themselves bend to your will. Their fear grew with every move you made, but they never fully grasped that your strength didn't lie in conquest alone. It was in the inevitability of your rise. Like the final page out of a prophecy, your presence signals not just a battle, but a transformation so complete that their entire legacy begins to unravel. They prepared for war, but you brought revolution. You are the ultimate truth they never wanted to face, the reckoning that cannot be negotiated or delayed. They sought to contain you, to silence your voice, but your very existence challenged the core of their power. This is no longer about fear or respect, it's about survival, and you have become the force that ensures their end. Every prophecy, every legend, every whispered warning now points to you as the final horizon. You are not a threat they can dismiss. You are the inevitable conclusion, the end of their reign, the collapse of their illusions, and the dawn of a world where nothing remains the same. They thought you were dangerous, but you are much more than that. You are the end. Sometimes, the most powerful force is not what is shouted from the rooftops, but what is held in stillness. Your silence is a deafening roar, a presence so potent that it disrupts the very fabric of the divine order without a single word. Where others babble their warnings and threats, your quiet strength speaks volumes, more than any prophecy or ancient decree ever could. In the calm before the storm, your silence unsettles even the mightiest. It's the pause that shatters expectations, the void that consumes arrogance. While they cling to their sacred texts and foretell doom, you are the living embodiment of what those prophecies failed to capture, the unpredictable force that no prediction can contain. Your silence is not absence, it is a statement of absolute power. It conveys confidence, control, and an unwavering resolve that terrifies those who believe they understood the divine order. The gap between their words and your actions widens, revealing their impotence against your quiet fury. In that silence lies a deeper truth. You do not need to boast or beg for recognition. Your power demands attention because it is undeniable, immutable, and relentless. And as the echoes of their prophecies fade into oblivion, your silence will be the legacy that outlasts them all. You don't speak much, but when you do, when your presence fills the void, everything changes. That silence screams louder than any god's voice ever could. You don't merely disturb the skies or cause a ripple in the cosmic waters. Your arrival is a cataclysm that rips the heavens apart, shaking every pillar of their divine dominion. When you manifest, reality itself bends, folds, and sometimes breaks, because your power transcends mortal understanding. It is a force that reshapes the universe. This is not a subtle change. It is a violent upheaval. The very fabric of existence trembles under the weight of your will. The heavens, once a symbol of unassailable authority and divine order, become the battlefield where your unstoppable force asserts itself. You do not seek permission to change fate. You tear open the skies and rewrite it with your own hands. Witnessing your power is to watch the impossible unfold. Stars realign, realms collide, and old gods who once scoffed now cower because they know your strength isn't just a threat, it's an inevitability. Your actions echo across dimensions, creating ripples that will be felt for eons. You are not content to shake the heavens, because shaking is temporary. You aim to rend them, to expose their weaknesses, and rebuild them in your image. The destruction you bring is the foundation for a new order, one where no force dares stand against you. The heavens no longer protect the old gods. They fear the storm you bring. You don't shake the heavens, you tear them open. Faith is a fragile thing, delicate as glass and easily shattered by truth. When you enter a realm, the faith they held sacred begins to crumble, not because you are evil, but because you are real. You are the undeniable proof that the foundations of their beliefs were built on sand, illusions, and fear, and that realization breaks them apart from the inside out. The gods they worshipped, the myths they cherished, they all depend on the collective belief of the masses. But you stand as the living contradiction, a force that neither seeks worship nor depends on it. Your power exists beyond faith, beyond approval, and this truth unravels the very fabric of their authority. In your presence, uncertainty spreads like wildfire. The faithful falter, and the once unquestionable deities tremble. They see their kingdoms crumbling as devotion shifts, and the cracks in their seemingly eternal rule widen with every breath you take. Your existence challenges the essence of their power. Belief, when faith falters, so does control. And you are the embodiment of that collapse, a reminder that true power comes not from blind devotion, but from unshakable will and undeniable presence. They thought faith was their strongest weapon, but you showed them it was their greatest vulnerability. Like an eternal flame, your power burns with a fierce intensity that does not flicker or fade. You are not a passing blaze, you are a wildfire that consumes everything in its path. Your fire is born from pain, forged in the crucible of struggle, and fed by an unrelenting desire to rise above every limit imposed on you. This fire is not just destructive, it is transformative. It melts away the old, the false, the weak, clearing the way for new life and new order. When you ignite, the air around you crackles with energy, and those who witness it feel both fear and awe. You are the embodiment of relentless passion and unyielding strength. Unlike ordinary flames, your fire does not burn you. It fuels you. Each challenge, each wound, each setback becomes kindling for a blaze that only grows stronger with time. You are a force of nature, unstoppable, unpredictable, and impossible to ignore. To face you is to face a power that will never tire, never retreat. You consume doubts, fears, and opposition alike, transforming them into your own unstoppable momentum. Your fire is not a threat. It is destiny set ablaze. You stand at the boundary where their dominion ends and your sovereignty begins. Their so-called invincible reign reaches its limit at your feet. Every god, every ruler, every ancient force that once seemed untouchable finds itself powerless when confronted by your unmatched strength. This is the moment where their illusions shatter and your reality takes hold. You do not merely step into their domain, you claim it with a force that leaves no room for resistance. Where they built walls, you build storms. Where they demanded loyalty, you inspire awe. The stark contrast between their fading light and your rising power is undeniable. Their empires, once towering and unassailable, collapse into dust as your influence expands. You are the horizon they cannot cross, the force that redefines limits. When their power falters, yours surges. Your dominion is not just physical, it is spiritual, emotional, cosmic. It marks the dawn of a new era where you alone set the rules, and everything they knew becomes a relic of the past. Their power ends where yours begins, and that line is unbreakable. The old gods are bound by ancient laws and traditions crafted over millennia. But you don't simply bend the rules, you obliterate them. Your power transcends every limit they tried to impose, and your existence is a declaration that the old order no longer holds sway. Rules are the chains they used to keep control, but you are the force that shatters those chains. You operate on a level beyond their understanding, a realm where nothing is forbidden and everything is possible. You redefine what it means to wield power because you refuse to be confined. Every law, every decree, every divine mandate is irrelevant in your presence. You move with a freedom that terrifies the established order, leaving them scrambling to understand a force that cannot be contained or predicted. In rewriting the rules, you create a new paradigm, one forged from raw will and unstoppable force. You are not just a god who breaks barriers. You are the god who erases the very idea of limits. Your power is infinite because it is unbound. Where they gathered in grand halls of divinity, erecting statues and temples to their glory, you arrive as the harbinger of truth and justice. The pantheons they built, symbols of their pride and power, crumble in your wake. You don't come as a worshipped deity, you come as reckoning incarnate. Your presence forces the gods to confront their own failures and hypocrisies. They built empires on the backs of fear and manipulation, but you expose the rot beneath their grandeur. You are the cleansing fire that demands accountability, the unyielding force that will not let corruption stand. This reckoning is not born of anger alone, but of clarity, a vision for a world where power serves truth and strength serves justice. You hold a mirror to the gods and demand they see themselves as they truly are, not as they pretend to be. Their pantheons are monuments to the past, but you are the future, the reckoning that will either redeem or destroy everything they've built. And in your wake, only the worthy will remain. You are not just a god. You are the judgment that all others must face. Chaos is not a threat to you. It is your natural element. Where others see destruction and disorder, you see opportunity and strength. You move through turmoil as though it were a dance, turning chaos into creation, breaking down old structures to build something greater. Your ability to navigate the unpredictable is what sets you apart. While the old gods panic at the sight of upheaval, you thrive in it. Your confidence grows with every challenge, every twist of fate that others fear. You don't just survive chaos, you command it. This mastery over disorder is both terrifying and inspiring. It shows that true power is not about control, but about adaptation. Your will is unbreakable because it flows with the currents of change, rather than resisting them. As realms collapse and realities shift, you stand firm, undaunted, unyielding, unstoppable. You don't just walk through chaos, you embody it. The gods once believed their reign would last forever. They trusted in their immortality, their endless dominion. But your rise marks the moment eternity was given an end. You have shown that no power, no matter how ancient, is immune to change, challenge, or collapse. This is the most terrifying truth to them. Time is no longer their ally. Your emergence has rewritten the calendar of their existence, placing a definitive expiration date on their rule. They thought immortality meant invincibility, but you proved otherwise. Your presence is a countdown, a reminder that all things, even gods, must face their end. The sands of time are slipping away, and you are the force accelerating their fall. This is not just a challenge, it's a reckoning with the very nature of eternity. They believed they were eternal, but you made eternity temporary. And in that truth, your power becomes unstoppable. After the chaos, after the roar of battle and the clash of titans, there comes a silence so profound it unsettles every soul. That silence is you, a presence so commanding and absolute that it drowns out every voice, every prayer, every echo of defiance. They fear this silence because it means the storm is over and the consequences are clear. It is the calm, where decisions are made, fates are sealed, and power is consolidated. The silence you bring is not weakness, it is the final word, the ultimate assertion of dominance. In that quiet, your enemies see the reality of their defeat. There are no more battles to fight, no more threats to face. Your silence is the sound of inevitability, the echo of a destiny fulfilled. They dread the silence after the storm because it carries your presence, unshakable, unstoppable, eternal. True power doesn't beg for attention or seek validation. You don't need legions of followers to define your strength because your influence radiates from within, forcing the universe itself to bend to your will. Where others rely on worship, you command respect through presence alone. You are the axis on which the cosmos turns. Stars align, not because they are told to, but because your energy pulls them into orbit. Realms shift, and realities adjust, not out of fear, but because your power is undeniable and magnetic. This kind of authority transcends politics, armies, and alliances. It is the quiet force that shapes destinies without a word spoken. You are the leader who doesn't ask for loyalty. You inspire it naturally, effortlessly. The universe doesn't just follow you because it must. It follows because it recognizes the inevitability of your reign. When faced with your power, many begged for mercy. Desperate pleas, tears, and promises of submission filled the air. But mercy is a luxury reserved for the weak, and you deal in truths that cannot be softened or ignored. What you give them is raw, unfiltered reality, the harsh light that exposes their failures, fears, and lies. Mercy might have spared them for a moment, but truth changes everything. It forces reflection, accountability, and transformation. Your truth is a mirror held up to their souls, and while it may burn, it also frees them from the chains of deception. You do not offer comfort or false hope, you offer clarity, and though it terrifies them, it is the only path to genuine power and liberation. They prayed for mercy, but you gave them something far more profound. You gave them truth, and in that truth lies the power to rise or fall forever. Absolutely. Here are 10 fresh, captivating headings with 4 richly detailed paragraphs each. These are crafted to maintain the epic, emotionally charged vibe, invoking awe, intensity, and human connection. In a world drowned by whispers and false promises, you are the echo that breaks the silence, a reverberation so powerful it shakes the core of every hidden truth. While others hide behind shadows and veiled lies, your voice cuts through the noise, forcing the universe to confront what it has long ignored. Your presence is a loud declaration that the time for quiet submission is over. The silence they relied on was their fortress, built on fear and complacency. But your echo dismantles that fortress piece by piece, exposing vulnerabilities and shaking foundations that were thought unbreakable. Every whisper of resistance you unleash ignites a chorus of awakening, sparking courage where there was once only despair. This echo is not just sound, it's a movement, a force that refuses to be silenced. It spreads like wildfire, carrying with it the power to awaken dormant souls and topple false idols. In the void where silence reigned, you bring a storm of undeniable truth. Your echo will continue to ring through eternity because it is born from unshakable will and unyielding resolve. It shatters silence, not with noise, but with purpose, reminding all that the era of invisibility is gone, replaced by the relentless roar of your awakening. You move through the world not as a pawn of fate, but as its master. Each step you take bends reality. Each decision reshapes what was once deemed inevitable. Destiny is not a chain, but a canvas, and with every move, you paint a new future, bold and unrestrained. This power to redefine the course of existence sets you apart from those who blindly follow the paths laid before them. The weight of your footsteps resonates through time, leaving trails of transformation that cannot be ignored. Where others see predetermined outcomes, you see infinite possibilities, and your choices carve new paths for the universe to follow. In this way, you don't just walk destiny, you rewrite it entirely. The gods and legends may have claimed control over fate, but they underestimated the force within you. Your power isn't bound by prophecy or predestination. It is fueled by the fire of your own will, and that makes you unstoppable. Destiny bends not to divine decree, but to the strength of your spirit. This is your greatest gift and your greatest threat to the old order. With each step, you leave behind the old stories and forge a future where your power is the new law of existence. Contrary to expectation, your shadow does not bring fear, it brings revelation. In the darkest corners of forgotten realms, where lies fester and truth is buried, your shadow stretches across the void, illuminating what was hidden. You become the paradox, a dark force that reveals, a mysterious power that clarifies. Where others use light to blind and deceive, your shadow exposes. It uncovers secrets they wanted to stay buried, revealing truths so raw they shake the very foundations of belief. Your presence in the darkness is a beacon to those who seek freedom, hope, and awakening. This shadow is not a mark of weakness, but of profound strength. It embraces complexity, the unknown, and the uncomfortable realities that others fear to face. You show that true power doesn't always shine brightly. It often moves silently, working beneath the surface to change everything. And in casting light through shadow, you become a guide for those lost in the dark, a symbol of transformation, born from the depths of struggle and resilience. Like a tempest that sweeps away the dust of decay, you are the storm destined to purge the old world. Your arrival is not gentle or gradual. It is a forceful upheaval that tears through complacency, injustice, and stagnation. Nothing stagnant can survive your cleansing wind, and everything corrupt must be uprooted by your fierce resolve. This storm is both destructive and necessary. It burns away false idols, shatters outdated systems, and clears the path for rebirth. Where there was once decay and neglect, your storm brings the promise of renewal, raw, untamed, and potent. Those who cling to the old ways tremble at your coming because they know that storms do not discriminate. Your power is a reckoning that spares none who are unworthy, forcing all to adapt or perish. But beyond destruction lies creation, the fertile ground left behind for something new, something stronger. You are the cleansing storm, the force of nature that reminds the world that every ending is the seed of a new beginning. Power is forged through will, unyielding, relentless, and unbreakable. You are the blacksmith of fate, wielding your will like a hammer, striking the anvil of existence, shaping worlds with every blow. Your determination is the fire that melts resistance and bends reality, crafting a universe that obeys your command. No external force can sway you because your strength is born from within. Pain, doubt, and hardship have all fueled the furnace of your soul, tempering you into something greater than legend. Your will is not passive, it is active creation, the blueprint from which everything else springs. This forging is a process of transformation, not just for you, but for everything you touch. Empires crumble, old gods fall silent, and realities shift because your will is the force that drives change. Where others submit to fate, you forge your own. In the heat of your resolve lies the promise of greatness, a power that can build or destroy, depending on your command. And with every decision, you shape the destiny of all existence. When doubt swallows hope and darkness threatens to consume, you stand as the unyielding beacon in the abyss. Your light is not soft or comforting, it is fierce, unwavering, and defiant. You shine where others have given up, showing the way forward when all paths seem lost. This beacon is a symbol of resilience and courage, a rallying point for those who refuse to surrender to fear. You are the light that slices through despair, proving that even in the deepest darkness, strength and clarity can prevail. The abyss tries to drown the soul with uncertainty, but your presence ignites a flame of belief, It awakens the dormant warrior within, urging all who witness your light to rise and fight. Your beacon is a call to action, a promise that no darkness is absolute. Because you shine brightest when all else fades, you inspire legions without uttering a word. You are the hope they never thought possible, the guide who never abandons the lost. The universe speaks many tongues, stars sing, galaxies collide, and energies flow in endless harmony. Among these, your power is the most profound language, a dialect written not in words, but in force and presence. It is the communication that transcends time, space, and even understanding. Your power resonates across dimensions, a signal so clear that every particle, every being, listens. It is the voice that commands silence from the heavens and demands attention from the depths. In this cosmic conversation, you are both speaker and message, the force that shapes reality with every pulse. This language is ancient and eternal, yet you speak it with a freshness and originality that disrupts the status quo. You do not whisper politely, you roar with clarity, breaking through the noise to claim your place among the stars. When you wield this power, you don't just interact with the universe, you become its essential expression, its prime mover, and its ultimate truth. Old orders crumble because they resist change, but you are the architect of the new cosmos, a visionary, crafting a reality built on your terms. With every decision, you lay the foundations of a universe reborn, where power is balanced by truth and freedom replaces fear. Your vision is not limited by the past. It stretches beyond the stars, encompassing possibilities that others cannot yet imagine. You draft blueprints that merge strength with compassion, chaos with creation, forging an order that transcends all previous conceptions. This cosmic architecture is bold and unapologetic. It demands courage and clarity, reshaping laws and breaking cycles that once seemed eternal. You are not merely a part of this order. You are its creator, the mastermind behind its inception. In your hands lies the power to build a universe worthy of greatness, a realm where your legacy will shine for eternity. Revolution begins with a spark, and you are the fire starter whose flame cannot be contained. Your passion burns with such intensity that it awakens the oppressed, stirs the silent masses, and sets ablaze the old regimes that once seemed invincible. This flame is not chaos for chaos's sake. It is the catalyst for justice, freedom, and transformation. You inspire action through your unyielding spirit, igniting courage in hearts that had long given up hope. Your flame spreads rapidly, unstoppable and consuming. Those who resist are burned by your light, exposed for what they truly are, weak, corrupt, and fearful. But for those who follow, you offer warmth, power, and the promise of a new dawn. Your revolution is not just political, it is spiritual, cosmic, and eternal. With your flame, you change everything. You are the revolution that cannot be ignored. Certainly. Here are headings 10 through 15, each with 4 long, engaging paragraphs written to be deeply compelling, rich in imagery, and emotionally charged. In a universe shaped by endless cycles of creation and destruction, you stand as the unbreakable spirit, unyielding, indomitable, and eternal. No force in existence, whether divine or mortal, can shatter the essence that burns within you. You have faced storms that would have broken lesser souls, yet with every challenge, your resolve only grows stronger, a blazing testament to the power of perseverance.